I'll have to be honest with you. First thing I'm going to mention right up front is it's free. I like the service when it's free because, you know, you can tie up a lot of money in different services, and from experience I found out that sometimes you can pay a lot of money and you may not be getting that much out of it.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. It's September 24th, 2014. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right here is Cody Bills. We finally found some buying interest here for the U.S. grain market. Take a look at the iPad. We had corn up 4 cents, soybeans unchanged, and Chicago wheat up 5 cents. Just a reminder, we do have a great mobile trading app available now on the iPad, iPhone, Android, or tablet. It's a great tool for harvest, so visit us at grainhedge.com if you're interested in taking a look. You know, as I said though, Cody, we had some interest in corn and wheat in particular today. We know earlier in the week we did win an Egyptian tender. What's going on in this wheat market right now?
Well, in the earlier part of the session, actually, wheat was showing some relative strength. There was an Ethiopian tender for about 200,000 metric tons of wheat. Yep. You know, we haven't gotten any sort of announcement on who won that, but I think that was helping out things. We also had an announcement out of the Ukrainian Ag Ministry where they cut this year's grain forecast here to 60 million metric tons from 63. They were citing some of the conflict in eastern Ukraine, right, as well as the Crimean Peninsula there, and that whole situation. So I think that's some of the items here that was helping out wheat. Those were both relatively bullish stories, at least providing a little bit of support in the market. But Logan, I mean, given that situation, do you think that this is some sort of turnaround at this point?
You know, I really don't think it is. We've talked about it here quite a bit on GrainTV. Long term, we're still looking for prices to move lower for corn and soybeans, and we didn't really get any new fundamental information today or yesterday that would really turn the ship around, I guess, in terms of this big bear move that we've seen since late June here. If you take a look at this chart, it is a monthly chart of the December 2014 corn contract, and you can see we've talked about it quite a bit here on GrainTV. We've seen this market test $3 back in 2009 and 10. Those years were similar to what we're seeing right now in terms of ending stocks and usage. So, you know, in our opinion here, we do think that the December contract is going to go down and test $3. There's still downside in this grain market, but a bounce like this can be a good opportunity to pick up some downside protection. Obviously, a lot of producers have been on the sidelines here waiting for a little bit of a bounce. We do see premiums come out of those put options when the market moves a little bit higher. Not a bad thing to at least consider, especially if we can get a little bit of a move higher tomorrow and into Friday.
Absolutely. And of course, we will have the market really trading expectations for that quarterly stocks number that's going to be coming out later on this month on the 30th. But Logan, we did get ethanol production numbers and stock numbers today. How are we doing over there?
Yeah, you know, ethanol production remains historically very strong. We did see a sizable decline in weekly production here. Last week, production averaged 889,000 barrels per day. And on the chart here we've been following, you can see the light blue line, 2014-15. That is a sizable weekly change, but historically remains very strong. Right now, margins remain very good at ethanol facilities. And, you know, on Fridays here, we break down changes in the cash market. We continue to see ethanol facilities bidding spot and forward deliveries of corn quite aggressively. So for producers out there that are looking at marketing this year's crop, if you don't typically sell to an ethanol facility, if there's one 50 or 100 miles away, this is the year where it might make a difference to take corn or beans a little bit further than you typically do. And here at GrainHedge, we have a great tool to help you find those opportunities in your cash market.
Absolutely. And of course, tomorrow we're going to be getting export sales out. That's going to be coming out early on in the morning. Expectations for wheat between 350 and 500,000 metric tons. For corn, between 600 and 900,000 metric tons. And then for soybeans, between 1.5 million metric tons and 2.7. That is a big range there, but of course they're factoring in some of those large purchases here when the ag, there was a large purchasing committee when they travel the Midwest. Typically a lot of purchases happen. They were reported last week. They're likely to show up on this week's export sales report.
Absolutely. Wouldn't be surprised to see China take the lion's share of those soybean sales in particular. That report will be coming out at 6:30 7:30 Central Time tomorrow. We'll be tweeting about it as it comes out. Additionally, that will be included in our morning comments that we send out to clients. If you have any questions about what we discussed here on GrainTV or want to take a look at our great mobile trading app here as we approach harvest, visit us over at grainhedge.com, or as always, call the office. The number is 877-472-4607. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you back here for the Export Sales Report.